What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we are unboxing a $8,000 pallet from Amazon. So we're gonna see what's underneath this thing, and hopefully we got some good stuff. Maybe we'll try to resell it on eBay.
We make the streams louder.
What's up, guys? So today we have a special treat for you guys. Well, actually, I think it's more of a special treat for me. So right behind us here, this is my 2010 Audi R8 V10 that we purchased off of Craigslist like a couple months ago with a blown up engine in it. And so what we did is we reached out to Dallas Performance. I know Sean over there, and we basically kind of went through the whole diagnostic process. We pulled the engine out, took it down them, and turns out my engine block was completely trashed. Basically the crankshaft was just welded to the bearings, and it was just like locked in the actual block, and there's a bunch of cracks in the block just because it basically ran with no oil in it at all. After getting all that bad news, kind of working with Dallas Performance with my engine block, we reached out to Mullins Auto Parts, and they actually work with Bees for Build a lot and Daily Driven Exotic. So if you guys have been kind of watching supercar videos for a little while, a lot of the interior stuff, and I think some of the modules in Bees for Build's Huracan are actually out of the same car. The transmission that went into Damon's tire slayer, that is actually out of this same car. And then so I have basically the bottom end out of that car. So 2015 Lamborghini Huracan engine, 5.2 V10, very similar to the one in the R8, but the heads were completely different. So we basically had to take, Dallas Performance took my heads off of my engine, sent them off to the machine shop, had them basically modified. There's, I guess, a couple little different things that had to be to make them actually work with this engine block. So we got this thing back from them. Also, if you guys didn't see, this engine was in a wreck, and so it did have a big old chunk out of the water housing in the back of it. So they, awesome fabricators over there, they went ahead and welded it up for me. So we're gonna go ahead and not really unbox this thing, but unshrink wrap this thing. And I think we're gonna try to put it in because, I mean, it should go in pretty quick. Do you think we can drive tonight? We can drive tomorrow?
It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
Maybe we could drive it to the airport. I mean, it's all-wheel drive.
Sure. Test it all out.
This whole thing unraveled or unwrapped, and this stand, I don't know who made this stand, if it was Dallas Performance or if it was Mullins Auto Parts, but super legit. Look at that, it's like fully TIG welded. Camera's not focusing, but yeah, fully TIG welded, like some nice freaking Allen bolts, just bolted to the pallet right there. Same thing in the back. So it's all ready to go. We have our clutch right here that we need to reinstall, and then this is the thing. There's basically a shaft for the all-wheel drive that goes through kind of the oil pan on the side of the block, but obviously you can't have that on during transport just because it sticks down too far. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to do other than to get started on this and start whacking this thing back together. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and actually move the WRX out of the way, move this thing out of the way, and then we're gonna move that over there, and then we're gonna pull this thing out and stick it on the lift, and then we're gonna stick that and that over there. And hopefully by the end of maybe this video or the next video, we're gonna have a freaking running and driving V10 Audi R8, and I'm so stoked. Alright guys, so this right here I think is almost everything we need to make a 9-second Audi R8. No, that's not what we need. We need a lot of things, but this is at least what we need to get a running R8. So went ahead and cleaned up the engine bay. There's a bunch of like little gunk and dirt and leaves and dirt and all that crap that was kind of like built up in these little channels and down in there. So got all that stuff cleaned up. So one of the things that we did when we actually removed it out of the car is we took the wiring harness off. So typically what people do when they do these engine swaps is, I guess if you take out the passenger seat, you just pull off the back cover and there's like a big quick connect. And we heard about that, but we didn't do it. We just kind of ended up unplugging all the wiring, which it worked out. It came out all right, and isn't the most optimal to get out of there. So engine is on the ground. You guys remember seeing this is the repair that Dallas Performance made on this cracked water jacket right here. Basically this whole piece was just busted off like a broken plate. So we have the clutch right here that's getting ready to go on. Without an alignment tool, I think I have a solution I might be able to figure out. If not, we might wait till tomorrow. But I went ahead and cleaned up the transmission. This thing, initially it was rented out to an exotic rental company, and they basically didn't change the oil or maintain it or did any of that other type of stuff. And then it basically sat outside of a dealership for like 6 months. So there was like rabbits and mice and stuff that got in the engine bay. And I'm really surprised that they didn't chew anything. It doesn't look like it, at least. But there was a bunch of like I don't know, they're like rabbit turds that were basically on top of that. So got all that stuff cleaned off, and all this stuff is pretty much ready to go back on. Need to clean out like the coolers and stuff, make sure that there's no like metal shavings or anything in any of that stuff. Basically just make sure everything's just super solid. But I think for now what we're gonna do is just get the engine just kind of sitting in there and mounted. One of the things that we do need to do is put the exhaust manifolds on. And they're right there. Throw the exhaust gaskets on right here, get all those in. And then when we pulled the engine out, we actually took it out with the transmission, but we're gonna put it in with, just put the engine in, stand right behind it, be able to hook up all the sensors and everything around the engine, and then we'll slide in the engine, or slide in the transmission after. That's what Dallas Performance said is the easiest way to kind of get around that. So I don't know, I'm just freaking stoked. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it started. We might, we're gonna see, but the only thing we gotta do is just get going. So let's get her done. So I was a little concerned. Obviously the engine that was in here had a whole bunch of bearing material that was kind of running through, just because it, you know, I mean, you guys seen the video of us tearing this whole thing apart down at Dallas Performance, and if you haven't, be sure to check out the little link right up here or in the description, or the playlist of the R8. So what I did is I went to auto parts store and I got one of these clear filters right here, and I actually installed it inline on my parts washer and cleaned out the dry sump tank, the oil cooler on the side, and then there's a bunch of other lines that kind of run down to the dry sump system, like this line right here. I haven't cleaned that one yet. That one, and that one. Basically cleaned all those out so that they're all good to go. And I didn't really see any like material in it. It was just one of those things. I just wanted to make sure that it was just, you know, super solid and clean. Basically fill them up, shake them around, do all that type of stuff. So hopefully we're good in that aspect. So me and Ty are actually getting ready to head to the airport and catch a flight, because we're on our way to Cletus Cars, which you know, hopefully you guys come out and say what up to us. But one of the things I really wanted to do was actually get this engine installed before we went. It kind of turned into one of those things. I kind of forgot that it was gonna show up, and then I didn't order like a couple little things that, you know, just like last minute stuff. So like the flywheel bolts, obviously these are one-time use. I didn't kind of think about that, and I was like, well, we're not gonna be able to get this thing 100% and like running and driving before, so I went ahead and ordered some brand new flywheel bolts for it. So got that all ready. I ordered a oil change kit from ECS Tuning. Ordered some coolant, you know, just some other like kind of Audi specialized stuff. And I was talking on the phone today with Dallas Performance about like some torque specs and stuff that I wasn't able to find online, just because I feel like these freaking R8s, for some reason, people are super secretive about them. I did get up some startup oil right here. That stuff meets all the VW specs. And so basically I'm gonna get it all started up, basically let it warm up, and then probably just drain the oil out of it and just change the oil right away, just because this obviously is a pretty expensive engine. So again, huge shout out to Dallas Performance for kind of working with me on this whole project, and you know, kind of pointing me in the right directions and telling me the things to do. And it was unfortunate that we had to end up going with that other engine, you know. And shout out to Mullins Auto Parts. He actually has a video of taking apart that Huracan. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out, and you know, maybe leave a comment over there and say you know, Motion Auto sent me or something. But they also do have a huge catalog of parts on their eBay store, so I'll put a link to in the description to there. And literally, like, I think it's either 84,000 parts or something that he has listed online. The best thing that you guys could do is, like, if you have a 2015 Honda Civic, like, just go to their eBay store and type in 2015 Civic and just see all the parts. So if you have like a broken door handle or a broken, you know, turn signal or tail light or interior piece or something like that, I think that would kind of, you know, at least show them some value and some support for actually kind of helping me out with kind of my engine situation. So obviously these projects are super expensive, and working with Dallas and Mullins, you know, definitely, you know, help make the blow of this whole thing a lot less. I think that's it. Other than, what are we doing?
What do you mean?
I
forgot. We're gonna be giving you guys some tools.
What kind of tools?
A new Milwaukee extended reach ratchet.
Yeah, so we did one of these last giveaway, and this one, Milwaukee actually came out with this new thing. It's a 3/8 extended reach ratchet, so it actually has a little bit longer body right there. And you would think it would be weird. Like, honestly, like, looking at it, you're like, man, that's kind of weird. Like, but it makes it more like a ratchet. So instead of, like, if you're trying to stick it in between like an exhaust manifold or something, you don't have this whole thing in the way. You literally, it's like the size of a ratchet, you know, within reason. Obviously it's a little bit bigger, but that is something I will put a link to the description, in the description of the exact one we're going to be giving away. It will be connected to my Amazon affiliate, and basically everybody who gets entered for a chance to win the WRX or purchases anything on MotionAutoTv.com during Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which is basically, what is that, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win the Milwaukee ratchet as well as the Subaru WRX. So we're going to be giving away this thing probably early next week, and any of you guys who have already got entered for the giveaway, I really appreciate that. And if you guys haven't yet, be sure to, I mean, this is a pretty good weekend to do it. And again, Boost Weather hoodies are all back. Ty just went and picked them all up from the printer, so those should be shipping out early next week. I think that's about it. This more so, I guess, a little bit of an update video, but when we get back on Monday, for sure we're going to be freaking slapping this thing back together, and we should have all the parts and pieces and stuff that we need. But for now, I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in Florida.